Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
It'll be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950. Varsity Media is the tri-state.
Where tonight, the Sailors of Oceanside, the top seed in Nassau Conference 1, take on the Braves of Syosset, the number 5 seed in Nassau Conference 1 in this Varsity Media Sports Network Game of the Week. Good evening, everyone. Dylan Butler here with Ben Turchin. And Ben, Friday Night Lights. The lights aren't on just yet, but they will be. But Friday Night Lights, and it doesn't get much better. It doesn't matter really to me what month it is. It's cold, it's Friday Night Lights, and we have a great matchup.
We said it earlier today on Twitter. Hey, it might be cold. There's the Oceanside cheerleaders. They don't seem cold today. It might be cold, and maybe not everybody's in the house as you see a far shot view of the Syosset bleachers. Maybe not everybody made it today, but we're playing football, and that means a lot. We didn't know if we would be playing football even as fall came. Even in January, we didn't know 100% if we were going to be playing football. So we'll take it. Week 2. We're just excited to be here, Dylan.
On the far sideline are the Braves of Syosset. They're wearing their road whites. A year ago, 2-6. They've already won their first game. And actually, they're about to do a moment of silence. We'll explain a little bit during the broadcast about the decals on the back of the helmets, honoring some members of the Oceanside community that had passed.
We ask that you honor them and their families with a moment of silence as we reflect and celebrate the lives of the ones we have lost. Thank you. Today we have a Conference 1 battle between
So, Ben, we see the helmet. There's the special decals on each helmet. And actually, we'll take a quick break for the playing of the national anthem.
Physical therapy at its finest.
We welcome you back to Oceanside High School. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin here for this Varsity Media Sports Network Game of the Week featuring the Braves of Syosset and the Sailors of Oceanside. Syosset comes into this game with a 1-0 record. They defeated Uniondale in Week 1, 41-0. And the big standout in that game, we'll see him in a few different seasons, is Luca Catolo. 2 receiving touchdowns in that game for these Braves players. It's a relatively small roster. He's the one who made the top 100 for Newsday and the top football players on Long Island. So Catola, who will go both ways. We'll see him as a receiver, using those legs and that ability, that game-changing ability. He'll be certainly one to watch for Syosset. As we see the captains of both teams coming out for the coin toss. When we talk, of course, there's Catola right there.
Getting ready to go here, Dylan.
Yes.
He's pumped up.
When we talk Oceanside, of course, so much of the talk is about their quarterback. And Charlie McKee has been absolutely spectacular for this Oceanside team. He's got a lot of colleges. We'll talk about him, of course. Fordham, Brown, Dartmouth, Stony Brook among them. He's 4 touchdowns away from becoming the all-time touchdowns leader at Oceanside High School, and he's only a junior. He still has another year to go. The real deal is certainly Charlie McKee.
I mean, when you think about the quarterbacks that have come here, Jay Fiedler, everybody knows that name, played in the NFL, and to think that as a junior, he's going to break that record. Would you say 4?
He needs 4. He's got 52 career touchdowns, so he's 3 away from tying Tyler Hewer's record.
Right.
He's 1 underneath his brother, Tommy Hewer's mark as the second. So if he has a day today,
I was going to say,
he could
I mean,
break.
it's very well that we could see the record be broken tonight.
So Oceanside will receive this opening kickoff. The head coaches, 2 gentlemen who we know well, certainly here in Nassau County. Syosset's head coach is Paul Rourke, in his 27th year, a 1982 graduate of Baldwin High School. And the head coach at Oceanside, of course, it almost goes without saying, it's Rob Blount. You can see him there in his 12th year leading this program and really revitalizing it. And, you know, you feel for a guy like Blount on a day like this when the fans are limited and you don't have the 309 with one of the best students, if not the best student section, because he's had such a big part of building this culture here. And, of course, he's got some ballers as well. But Rob, of course, hopes that this sort of Friday night vibe that he's got going on here will continue when maybe some restrictions are lifted and the COVID protocols aren't quite as strict as they are now.
Yeah, but they're going to make the best of it, Dylan. You know, we still have some music here. We've got the cheerleaders here. They did allow 2 fans
Passes,
per
yeah.
athlete. I was going to say parents, but it doesn't have to be parents. You know, maybe some people want to stay home. It is a cold and windy day today. we'll do the best we can here, and we thank you for joining us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
So you see Oceanside on the right of your screen.
Dylan, last time we were here, they wore the black uniforms. Now, I'm not going to tell the Oceanside faithful what happened in that game.
Oh, boy. Starting trouble already.
Well, I mean, I love the uniforms. I think you would agree.
Yes.
They're sharp, the black with the light blue. The whole thing works. And I think, we'll see what kind of outcome we get today. But I don't want to – I'm not going to say. Let's put it there. I'm not going to say.
And you could tell just how windy
Yeah.
we are just with that ball coming off the tee here for this opening kickoff. Deep for Oceanside is Michael Mecca, 4, and Ronnie Kramer. But they've been pushed up just because of this wind, and Kramer fields it at the 20, runs up the far sideline. He's pushed out toward midfield, and Oceanside's offense, we'll take a look at him now, will step on the field. And we mentioned, of course, again, led by a 3-year starting quarterback in Charlie McKee. You see his wide receivers, McCormick, Mecca, Kramer, and Lyson. Andres Duran, the running back. The big boys up front, DePasquale, Broderick, Corvino, Styenson, and First. So from the 42-yard line, Oceanside gets their first series going. Handoff, bursting ahead, right out to the 46-yard line is Duran. We'll take a look at the Syosset defense now. You see the linebacking core, Rosen, Macchia, Henry, and Singer. Singer especially leads that group. Up front, Ramsawak, Brogy, Meltzer, and Rosen, one of the linebackers. The secondary, Modena, McPhee, Secada, and Trapio. Give Duran 6 on that opening run. Duran, a 3-year starter, 2 here at Oceanside. Started his sophomore year at Lawrence before transferring to Oceanside. Handoff again, bursting forward into Syosset territory to the 49-yard line is again Duran.
And one of the great things about Duran is how physical he runs. You see Syosset get a little penetration in the backfield, but you're not going to bring Duran down with an elbow. You're not going to bring him down unless you really tackle him and get him to the ground. And it took a couple of Syosset defenders, Dylan, to do just that. And we have 3rd and short coming up.
Yeah, Duran, he's down about 15 pounds, so he's a little bit quicker this year, but that physicality still very much there. 3rd consecutive handoff, and this is for a first down for Duran. And one of the things in our conversation with Rob Blount said what he loves about Duran, he had 100 yards in that Week 1 win at Farmingdale. Probably 40 were after contact.
Right.
I mean, he just took guys with him.
Well, that's the thing. And how about this? When you have Flavin also in the backfield and Duran, and it's freezing cold right now in March, how do you stop the Oceanside rushing attack? It's difficult. There he is.
Yeah, on cue, Flavin forced out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Flavin, of course, a usual starter for Oceanside. Didn't play Week 1, was bouncing back from an illness. This is his first week eligible. And Rob Blount said, this is a little bit of the embarrassment of riches, if you want to call it that we have, is Flavin's a potential all-county player.
Yep.
He'll see a lot of time in multiple sets here, but coming off the bench to start the game. Flavin again to the right side, and he's tackled at about the 33-yard line.
I'll give credit to Singer, 21 for Syosset. He was the man in the backfield, and he blew up that play, so short yardage for Oceanside. It's going to move the chains, Dylan, but if Syosset can just get a little bit better with the penetration in the backfield and stop that run, it's going to force Oceanside to throw. I know they have McKee, but I don't know how much they want to throw today with the wind.
Well, we've seen all running so far, and it's, yes, certainly the weather plays a factor, but Blount said a big part of his offense this year is the balance that he's not seen before. cutting inside, bursting forward.
Well, we were here in 2019 against Farmingdale, and these players were on this team. Flavin was here. Duran was here. There might be some maturity with this Oceanside team now because, they threw a lot as we got to the postseason at Hofstra. We saw those games, and they put the ball in the air. But I think maybe, talked about maturity. Maybe this is a year that Coach Blount says, hey, we're going to pound the rock, and that might get us a championship.
Well, there's multiple ways. You've got to. You can't just look for the pass anymore. That was Mecca with that last run. Back to Duran, and you could see how physical, how tough he is to take down. He gets out to the 21-yard line. That'll be another first down run. Duran will play college football at Hobart, and he'll play tailback there as well. We'll see him, of course, impact this game as a linebacker, but he'll go on and play next-level football as a running back.
It's great to see that New York State is keeping their own talent here. Hobart, Central New York, kind of the Finger Lakes region. I think Geneva, if I have my geography correct, somewhere in that area. So it's nice to see that Durant stays here in the state. Of course, everybody's going to want to know where McKee's going. That's going to be the big speculation in the recruiting process.
There's McKee forced out. Gets a great block by Duran. McKee on his back foot, end zone, incomplete. It was there. Looked like that was McCormick, but it was incomplete.
Yeah, McCormick was waiting. He was in the back of the end zone looking for the ball. It was just there a little bit too late. Good defense by Syosset there, but look at McKee's arm. Wow. Even though, Dylan, that was an incomplete, somebody's watching that today. Some college coach is watching that saying that's an impressive throw.
I can tell you a few that probably are. Fordham, Brown, Dartmouth, Stony Brook, Monmouth, Stonehill, East Stroudsburg.
Hello to all you coaches watching.
Now, this is the element of McKee's game he's added this year. Rolls out left, runs out of bounds. He couldn't really do this in years past, but Blount credits McKee during the pandemic, during lockdowns, that he just worked himself out. He's gotten himself up to 6'1", 195, so he can add that rushing element, add a little bit of that physicality that he was missing in previous years.
Well, we saw a quarterback do that in Plain Edge in 2019 named Dan Villari, and now he's at University of Michigan. So that's what the game is about. You have to be mobile as a quarterback, even at the NFL level. And if McKee can show more of that, I think he's going to open up the door for himself.
3rd and 4. Duran cuts left, barrels forward inside the 10.
How often would Rob Blount have run the ball, Dylan, on 3rd and 4 in a situation like that? And they have confidence that they can go to Duran to pick up that first.
12th play of this drive, a drive that's had only one passing attempt. On the 8-yard line are the Sailors. Duran again cuts inside. And again, we're going to repeat ourselves, but on that first contact, you're not going to stop him.
Gain of 3.
Give him another 3 yards. He'll push ahead now. 2nd and goal.
Well, you see here Oceanside shortening the game on their first drive. 7 minutes, folks. 5 already chewed up here by the Oceanside offense. Syosset has not touched the ball offensively yet, and they have not been able to stop the Sailors.
2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Handoff. Duran pushes forward. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Sailors.
No surprise there, folks. We saw it the whole drive. Duran left, Duran right, Duran up the middle. And again, that time for the touchdown, putting the Sailors ahead 6-0.
You see it again. Gets the block from the guys up front. Little stutter step and a dive into the end zone. We've seen this from Oceanside before. We've seen it from Massapequa as well. Just that sort of formation on the point after attempts. Bergoglio to take it. And we'll have some motion, I think, on that line. was actually against Syosset, so they'll push the ball up, and now, Ben, why not? You're that much closer to the end zone. They're going to go for 2.
Yep, and Durant is on the field, and Flavin on the field as well. Got to honor all of these players. If you're Syosset, you just don't know where the ball's going to go. You think Durant, it's been his drive, but I wouldn't be surprised if number 3 has the ball in his hands for this 2-point try. They've actually got Flavin as the deep back.
McKee hands off to Flavin, pushes forward. The 2-point conversion is good.
Too easy, folks, too easy.
So the 2-point conversion by Flavin gives Oceanside an 8-0 lead. It was a 13-play drive, 58 yards, capped by a 3-yard touchdown by Andres Duran. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Media is available to broadcast your team's big event. Rivalry game,
Off the screen.
3 ball is good. Senior night. Whatever the occasion, we enhance the viewing experience with our productions. Don't settle for a boring stream. Call today for more information about our services. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back to Oceanside High School. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin here. An efficient opening drive by the Sailors has them up 8-0. 13 plays, 58 yards. Of those 13 plays, 12 running plays, capped by that 3-yard touchdown run by Andres Duran. His first touchdown of the year. He ran for 100 yards on 17 carries in that Week 1 28-0 win over Farmingdale.
If you were looking for a record-breaking night tonight, I don't know that you're going to get it from Charlie McKee, Dylan. It looks like it's going to be one of those ground-and-pound affairs here for Oceanside, at least after the first drive. And we were down on the field earlier today, folks. If you're home or if you're in the area, it's cold and it's windy here. I mean, we're playing football in March. It's something a little bit different. Lacrosse guys know about it. They're saying, come on, we've been playing lacrosse in this weather our whole lives, and these football guys are complaining. But no, it is cold. And it is windy, and I think that's maybe the game plan here tonight, Dylan.
Little pooch, fumbled. Oceanside looks like they have it. I saw Flavin diving for it, and they do.
I think Dylan Abadiah, number 20 for the black and blue, came away with that. That's a little unexpected there, a little trickeration.
Well, maybe for the onside kick, but that's something when we spoke to Paul Rourke. When we asked him, who are your deep guys, he's like, well, my guys are X and Y, but they don't kick it deep. They try a lot of different things Oceanside does on the Rob Blount, and that time it certainly worked for Oceanside. So after eating up all that clock on that opening drive, they start this second drive already in Syosset territory on their 47-yard line.
Now we're going to be able to tell what kind of game this is going to be for Oceanside and Coach Blount, because they've got the football. They've got an 8-0 lead here. Are they going to continue to run, or is he going to open it up a little bit? And then we'll have a better understanding of the kind of game we're getting tonight.
And, it's got to eat at Paul Rourke, because during the week at practice, you practice all facets, right? And that's something he's warned his team about. And this time, the Braves step up, only 2 yards on that carry by Flavin.
And give Syosset credit. It's not like Oceanside is eating up yards 5, 6 at a clip. Yes, they're moving the chain 3 here, 4 there, but Syosset's had decent penetration. It's just that they haven't stopped them when it comes down to 3rd and short.
2nd and 8 from the Syosset 45-yard line. Matt Rossler in, the tight end. You saw him in motion. They'll go the other way. Duran breaks through to the 40-yard line.
One of the things I love so much about Duran is when he gets popped, he knows how to hold that football, folks. And at the high school level, you don't always see that. But he's so big and so physical that even the initial hit is not going to cause him to get loose with the football. And as he came down dealing with the tackle, he had the wherewithal to stretch the football for an extra yard. You see that at the NFL level. You don't really see it at the high school level. But that's the kind of veteran running back Coach Blount has on his team.
He's a guy, too, he's feeling a lot more comfortable in his skin this year. There he's again. Gang tackle. And you see how hard he is to take down. He'll push forward to about the 38-yard line, so give him 2 more. But look, this is a kid who last year, right, transfers in from Lawrence. It's a different system. It's a different setup here. It's more of a pass-first offense. And Duran, look, it's never easy, right? When you're in high school, you go to a new school, you've got new friends, a new district, new teammates.
Yep.
He's a lot more comfortable this year, and that's going to be huge for Oceanside in this abbreviated schedule. See the play coming in from head coach Rob Blount.
Clock is running.
And now we'll have a timeout by Oceanside. We mentioned those decals before, and they did have a moment of silence. We'll take this opportunity to kind of talk to you guys about what's behind that. We mentioned the moment of silence. It has 3 key members of this Oceanside community. Gary Scholl, the husband of a lifelong school board member. Sandy Scholl, a huge supporter of Oceanside athletics and football. Always someone who Rob Blount said had his back. He died. Barry Arrow, an Oceanside security guard whose station is right outside the coach's office. He also passed away, as did Chris Pierce, the father of the JV football player. So we certainly offer our condolences to all those families, all this Oceanside community that's so tight-knit. But that's a great thing that Rob Blount and his staff decided to honor those guys with those decals on the helmets.
Unfortunately, it's not the only community that's been hit by COVID, and especially the football community. So our condolences go out to Oceanside. And Wantagh had lost an assistant coach, Tony Carter, to COVID as well. And I know it hit their community pretty hard. So here in Nassau County, nobody goes without, unfortunately, being affected by this horrific pandemic. And we hope all the families are safe here today watching our broadcast.
Out of the timeout. Now, one of the things that you figure Oceanside is doing here just by the ground and pound is making this Syosset defense a little bit tired here. Again, numbers aren't, they don't have 60 guys in a sideline. They've got a roster of like 33, but so many of them do go both ways.
And I think they stopped them here. It's going to be close.
Look like Duran.
It's going to be real close.
Might need to change. No, they're going to give it to him. Yeah, first down.
First down Sailors. Duran on the carry.
That'll set up Oceanside on the 36-yard line. The clock continues to tick down. We're approaching 4 minutes. And possession numbers all in favor of Oceanside. This time Singer applies the pressure to McKee, and his second attempted pass was the same as the first, incomplete.
Well, I know we've only seen Syosset on the defensive side of the ball, but what we've seen so far, I've been real impressed with 21 for Syosset, and that's Jason Singer. He's been in on some big hits right there on the blitz. He caused McKee to get rid of that ball a little faster than he wanted to for the incompletion. Nice-looking play here for Syosset.
An excellent defensive player. He's a Cornell lacrosse commit, and to think about that 6'1", 215-pound frame as McKee goes to McCormick, and he'll push forward near the 30-yard line. Singer again involved on that tackle. He's a guy who's a 4-year player at linebacker, 2 years inside, 2 years outside. Last week, 2 touchdowns on the other side of the ball, including a 40-yard score in that lopsided win over Uniondale.
Here's an opportunity now for Syosset, 3rd and 5. I mean, you expect Oceanside to go for it on 4th anyways. But let's see if Syosset can keep Oceanside to a short yardage gain here.
In motion is Mecca. Flag on the play. A completed pass.
Boy, Singer, Dylan, is all over the place. As soon as Oceanside grabs that ball, 21 is right there. I don't think they gained a yard on that play.
I think it's going to come back as well. Ebel was the receiver, and you could see already an argument
Do you even
with the white hat and Blount. So if Blount is shaking his head.
Yeah. I don't even know that I would decline this here. It's 4th down. I mean, McKee, you want to give McKee another opportunity on 3rd, or do you want to force Oceanside into a 4th down?
It's a little bit of the conversation there by Paul Rourke and his staff.
If it's me, I'm going to go 4th down here. I would decline. I wouldn't accept the penalty. I would decline the penalty if it is against Oceanside. Yeah, and
So it is the. I thought it was declined on the far side, but
well, the coaches are saying decline, but I don't know if their officials are giving them the opportunity to do that.
so we will repeat 3rd down. The ball now back on the 36-yard line. Illegal shift was the call on the Sailors. We have some great shots from our cameraman on this still newly minted field. First time this football team's been able to be on this field to play a game. Of course, they've practiced here, but field was put in last February, early March. Cross team had a few practices, and that's been about it.
This is not the field that we were here in 2019?
Well, I mean, it's the same location, but
No, but the turf is
field.
different?
Yes.
Wow. And another penalty.
And this time Mecca was late. This is a delay of game. But, yeah, you got the Navy end zones. And
what were the end zones when we
they're
were
like
in
light blue, I want to say.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, I remember the OHS in the middle. It is beautiful. I mean, it's a fantastic field, a great high school football environment, and they've done a great job here at Oceanside.
So the Sailors push back 5 more yards to the 41-yard line. 3rd and 15. McKee in shotgun. He has Duran rolling right. He goes over the middle. Oh, what a catch. Completed to Kramer.
That's exactly what I was talking about on the 4th and 5. Don't give this kid another opportunity to beat you. And unfortunately for Syosset, first opportunity dropping back, looking for an open man, and down the middle of the field with a bullet throw and a completed 1st down. Great play by McKee.
And great job, too, by Kramer, just having to spin and catch that ball. The junior had 4 receptions for 46 yards in that Week 1 win at Farmingdale. A lacrosse attackman. 1st and 10. McKee it looks like he's starting to hum a little bit.
Yep. Incomplete.
Incomplete to Lyson.
McKee pass attempt to Logan Lyson, incomplete.
Yes, Syosset will take that every time. I mean, if they're going to force Oceanside to those throws in the flat that don't gain many yards, and in that situation falls incomplete, that's a good play. That's a positive play for the Braves.
You've got Rossler, Lyson right behind him on the far side. McKee, pump fake, goes right. He gets Lyson again. Lyson barrels ahead, and he'll be just outside of the 10. Looks like he's at the 12.
What I like about those two plays, and give Coach Blount a lot of credit, the offensive genius, Dylan, on the 1st down, they went to the flat. Lyson was guarded by a corner. Incomplete pass. On this play on 2nd down, they get Lyson on a linebacker, which is a little bit of a different story. He's able to beat the linebacker with speed and pick up a 1st down. So nice job by Blount. Same sort of play, got a different matchup, made it work.
1st and 10 from the 11. McKee to Flavin in space, but there's Singer again. He's getting the push from behind by Lyson, but what a job by Singer.
Singer is the defensive MVP for Syosset right now. And they don't have an offensive MVP because we haven't seen him offensively, but every time there has been a play, almost every single time, Singer's been involved.
So that'll be a loss for Oceanside. Loss of 2 on the play as we're approaching a minute left. Jason Singer, you deserve some water. That was Duran in motion. Pushes forward. Tackled by 56.
Duran on the carry. Small gain on the play.
Henry Thomas. Syosset's been good up front. You have to give them credit. And on the third down opportunities, they haven't been able to get off the field. So now's a 3rd and long, Dylan. McKee beat him last time. Was that 3rd or 4th? On a long play. See what happens here.
The 11th play in this drive. Their first drive was 13 plays. Mecca was in motion, and that'll be an incomplete pass to Kramer.
Sometimes you need a break, and the Braves get one right there. Kramer had some running room, Dylan. He had a little breathing room on that bubble screen. Take it and go. Drop the ball. Syosset now on a 4th down. I would expect Coach Blount is going for it here.
No doubt a doubt. You see on the bottom of your screen there, 9 seconds left. So my rough math will tell you that's 11 minutes and 51 seconds of possession in this first quarter for Syosset. Lyson on the top right of your screen. Kramer is the slot receiver. On the bottom, you've got McCormick and Mecca. And another timeout taken by Oceanside.
Timeout, Oceanside.
Oh, they're going to talk things over here, make sure they get the right play call in. Even if they don't get, obviously they want the touchdown, but Syosset will get the ball offensively deep in their territory. So it's a good situation to be in if you're Oceanside. But I wonder what the play call is going to be coming in on this one. Can you run the ball here? Probably not.
I mean, Duran's been great with
12 yards though on
that,
4th down.
with that yak, but you're right. I mean, I think since that early portion of that first drive, and yes, Blount's mixed it up with different people, but that Syosset defense has been a little bit tougher now to run against.
And you know Singer's going to be involved here somewhere because he's kind of played the spy defensive player. He's always been around the ball. He's kind of been that spy defensive back here for Syosset. So you could expect him somewhere around whoever the receiver is. But I think Blount's got to put the ball in McKee's hands. This is your guy. This is the stud quarterback here in Nassau County. Let's see what he's got on this 4th down.
They break the huddle. Same situation with your receivers. So you've got McCormick on the bottom of your screen with Mecca next to him. At the top is Lyson with Kramer. 4th down. Faking the handoff. McKee over the middle. Incomplete. The attempt was for Mecca. And breaking it up was Gage Cicada.
I thought maybe a little bit of a bump there in the end zone. Let's take another look. Nope. Good defense by Syosset. That's the break that they needed. And the first quarter's not over yet, but they'll get the ball, Dylan, in the first quarter in 5 seconds.
Yeah, you know what? Let's show everybody the Syosset starters on offense because we haven't seen them yet. And here you see them. Stephanie is your QB. Singer will turn right back around, be your running back. Accardo, Cicada, McPhee, and Catolo. Your wide receivers, Meltzer, Landersmith, Brogy, Henry, and Rosen up front. Syosset 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. The Stephanie rolls out. A little dump pass. Ooh. It was nearly intercepted right into the arms of Joey Broderick. The junior unable to hold on. And that'll do it for a dominant first quarter by Oceanside. But they only lead by 8. Sailors lead 8-0 over Syosset. This Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmingdale will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, three-point shot is up and in. You back them back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
We want to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast, starting with Steam Squad Carpet and Upholstery Cleaners. Got dirt, got stains, got stink. 10% when you mention this ad, 516-567-8966. Optimum Pest Control. Protect your home with a company you can trust. 15% off mosquito service until May 1st. Call Optimum Pest Control, 516-509-8362. And lastly, Sandwolf Quarterback Academy, a Freeport graduate, 804-986-2821, Sandwolf Quarterback Academy. We thank our sponsors tonight.
2nd and 10 from the 8-yard line. And look at this run. Out to the 30-yard line. Yes, it is Singer.
I don't know if he got a chance to drink water at the quarter break, because he has been all over this football field here. If you're Syosset, you are a fan of number 21 right up the middle. And Dylan, I want to say their biggest gain of the day, but it's their second play on offense.
They get out to the 29-yard line. What a run by Jason Singer. Blount was concerned about Singer. Timeout by Syosset. We'll take this opportunity to show you the starting defense for Oceanside, and a lot of those same names that we were mentioning before on the offense. Well, we'll see them here defensively. You see the linebackers, Lyson, Duran, Broderick, and Miller. Up front, DePasquale, Frangos, and Rossler. In the secondary, the corners are Schweitzman and McCormick. The safeties are Mecca and Kramer. Although dating myself a little bit here, when I spoke to Rob Blount, I said Logan Lyson. Now, I'm a 1997 graduate of St. John's. And I'm like, any relation to that former basketball player, Freddie Lyson? He's like, he laughed. He's like, yep, Freddie's his uncle. His dad, Al, is usually on the chain crew. He's like, you could tell who he is. He's that 6'8" white guy on the chains, he joked. But I knew Freddie Lyson was part of this Oceanside community as well. So Blount talks about that great family as well of the Lysons. Singer this time working as a blocker, cutting inside and not a lot there. Running the football was Gage Sakata, and he'll get hit for a loss.
And Ronnie Kramer for Oceanside 22 doing a nice job staying with the run, not giving up and making the tackle. So nice defense there by the Sailors.
Also push him back to 28-yard line. Second and 11 from the 28. Accardo on the bottom of your screen. Battle of twos there. Fake handoff. Screen pass, and look at this. Out into motion is Catolo. Catolo to the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown!
Dylan, you talked about Catolo as a player to watch in the pregame, and here he is taking the screen, breaking a tackle, and going the distance.
72 yards to the house. Luca Catolo.
2-yard touchdown by Luca Catolo.
And how about that? Time of possession, maybe a little bit overrated, right?
Seriously, I mean, here's Oceanside, ground and pound. We're going to eat the clock. Syosset says, oh, really? Okay. Well, we got some big players of our own. Have some of that, a 70-yard play, and they're right back in this game.
So 11 minutes and 55 seconds was that time of possession in that first quarter for Oceanside. Another timeout for Syosset. You got to wonder if this is just sort of not having the right personnel or not being on the right page here.
Well, I also wonder what they want to do here on this play. Do they kick the extra point, or do they look for a tie in this game? It's so early. It's we're just underway here in the second quarter. Typically, you don't try to tie the score this early in the game. But after a big play like that, Dylan, maybe momentum on their side. Maybe they think they've got a play here to make this an 8-8 ball game.
A week ago, 3 rushes for 83 yards and a touchdown, 3 receptions for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. A year ago, 36 receptions for 639 yards, 9 touchdowns. In the spring, attackman beware, because this is the guy who's got the long pole in his hands chasing you right now.
Yeah, well, he showed his speed there, did the junior. I mean, and by the way, great play call by Syosset, because once he had that screen, he was gone. There wasn't anybody around him.
Although you think Catolo loves playing against Oceanside. A year ago, 3 touchdowns in that crazy, wild Week 7 game. We'll talk more about that one as we continue. And Syosset going for the tie score. Handoff, Singer pushes forward and looks like he will be short.
Can't blame Syosset for trying there. Want to tie the game. Still in this one, only 2 points, but you understand it. You understand the timeout and going for that 2-point call.
So Syosset, a 4-play drive capped by a 72-yard touchdown by Luca Catolo. 8-6 is your score in favor of the Sailors. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to Oceanside. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin, we're so happy you're able to join us here in this Nassau Conference 1 showdown. The Sailors of Oceanside, the top seed in Nassau Conference 1 against the 5th-seeded Braves of Syosset. Kramer fields at about the 24-yard line, cuts inside, crosses the 35, tries to go towards the Syosset sideline, and he is taken down. We mentioned time of possession. How about this for you? 11:55 is Oceanside's time of possession in this game. 1:39 is Syosset's, and we've got a two-point ball game.
What's unbelievable about that is those kids were so tired for Syosset on the defensive side, and here they come back on offense, and they're able to score just like that. That's pretty impressive. A lot of athletes on the Brave side.
Yeah, Catolo isn't a starter in the secondary, but he does see a lot of time there at corner. Oceanside 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Another handoff. And there's some more yards after carry. Flavin pushes ahead.
Flavin would have scored if it wasn't for Robert Trapio barely getting him down, by the coattails, if you will. Nice effort by him. Otherwise, that's 6 the other way, Dylan.
So they'll move the chains on that one. Out to the 47, so give him 11 yards on that carry. McKee, he's got the time, flushes out right, off his back foot. What a pass to Lyson. And he goes out of bounds just outside the 30.
Great pass, great catch, but give credit to the Oceanside offensive line. Buying McKee that time, there was pressure in his face. He was able to elude the pocket and fire downfield for a nice completion for the Sailors.
That's a 12-yard completion to the 35-yard line. McKee goes to Kramer, and this time he's tackled by Matt McPhee.
And McKee seems to like Kramer out of the backfield for these little screen passes. He's had a couple of those. Remember, he dropped one earlier in the first quarter, late in the first quarter, but he's had a couple here on the last series, and it seems to be working for Oceanside. We'll keep an eye on number 22.
Yeah, Kramer described as one of the scat guys. He's kind of all over the field. There he is again, cuts inside, pushes forward for a couple more. But you put Kramer in that with Mecca, similar type of receivers and their build as well.
Gain of 3 on the play.
You throw Nick Ebol in that conversation.
3rd and 3.
So 4 yards on that completion. Sets up a 3rd and 3 from the Syosset 28-yard line.
Another timeout.
And this you could see as well just before some miscommunication, it looked like. McCormick was looking to come on, and they weren't sure, and Ebol was coming off. So Blount just figures, while there's a little bit of craziness, let's just take a quick timeout. You see the Syosset, there's the Oceanside sideline, and one thing that you're missing here today is that great student section, the 309, and you mentioned it before, each player, cheerleader, dance team member, they get 2 guest passes.
Yep.
So it could be parents, but it could be somebody else. Blount figures there'll be probably about 250 people here today. Not the normal 1,500, 2,000 that they get, but the 309 section, which is usually just to this press box's left, you've got to say, one of the best atmospheres in all of Long Island, and those are usually packed. You get those, like, we believe that we will win, everyone jumping up and down, and Blount says, look, the 309, a definition of the 12th man. They've changed games on their own, and we're just hoping they can continue to do the right thing and hopefully be able to get more fans in the stands as the regular season, and Blount hopes the postseason as well continues. McKee now pushes forward, and he'll get out to the 24-yard line, and that'll be good for a first down.
Gets up limping a little ginger there, but it looks like he's going to be okay.
Blount said of all the quarterbacks, we mentioned the Hero brothers before, he's been blessed with some special ones in his 12 years, and he said there's no question, even though the book isn't finished on Charlie McKee, the most talented quarterback that he's coached in his time here.
Yeah, I mean, he's only had 2 full seasons, so Nassau County gets McKee this year, and again.
This time he turns looking for Flavin. Good job in pursuit. That was Gage Cicada with the tackle.
We've talked about it. Syosset's defense, they've been stout, Dylan. I mean, you haven't seen huge plays. Yes, when the ball is in McKee's hand and Oceanside needs it, they've had a couple of throws downfield. But for the most part, Syosset's had a stout defense today.
4 yards on that, so it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 20. Both teams coming off of shutout wins in week 1, but very, very different circumstances. Flavin in motion to the bottom of your screen. Lyson as well moves over. McKee goes outside, finds McCormick, and he's pushed out of bounds. And we'll have a stoppage and an injury. We'll take a break on this injury as well. 7:13 left in this first half. Oceanside leaves Syosset 8-6. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmiga will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, three-point shot is up and in. You back him back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
Media is available to broadcast your team's big event. Rivalry game,
Off the screen.
three ball is good. Senior night, whatever the occasion, we enhance the viewing experience with our productions. Don't settle for a boring stream. Call today for more information about our services. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Oceanside as the sun sets, and just inside of that pylon is where Oceanside is trying to get. First and goal from the 9. It was good to see Dan McCormick running back on his own power after that hit, so we're happy to see the sophomore looking like he's feeling a little bit better.
Henry Thomas, 56 for Syosset, laying the wood, as they would say, as McCormick was tiptoeing the sideline. Syosset, they were not intimidated by this Oceanside team today, folks. They have come to play.
First and goal from the 9. McKee hands off. Duran untouched. There's a flag on the play. We'll see if it counts. We'll take another look and see if, Ben, if you can see an infraction here.
I don't see a holding call unless it was downfield, unless one of the receivers was holding one of the defensive backs.
So the call will be a face mask against Syosset. So that'll go on the kickoff. And if we saw the last time Oceanside scored, they went onside.
Right.
Might as well do it again. But a second rushing touchdown for Andres Duran. This time, a 9-yard score. So they did get inside that pylon that we showed you before.
They absolutely did.
The hold by Kramer, Berguglio's extra point, is up, and it is good. Berguglio, perfect still on the season. He extends Oceanside's lead to 15-6 with 7:09 left in the first half. You're watching the Nassau Conference 1 showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmiga will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, three-point shot is up and in. You back him back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Oceanside. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin here. 7:09 left. Oceanside has extended their lead to 15-6. An 8-play, 64-yard drive capped by a 9-yard touchdown run by Andres Duran. That face mask penalty that we saw enforced here on the kickoff. So we already saw some interesting things on that first kickoff after the touchdown. Let's see what Oceanside does here.
Yeah, you would think that they want the ball back, that's for sure. So we'll Syosset. They'll be ready for it this time, Dylan. You know that. Special teams is going to be ready for it here for the Braves.
So Duran gets his first 2 touchdown runs of the season. Again, 3-year varsity starter. 2 here at Oceanside, his first year at Lawrence High School. Bergoglio. Low kick. It's mishandled, and it's picked up just outside the end zone, and not much there. So it's going to be great position. That was McPhee on the return. If you're Oceanside, and again, you obviously want to get the ball back, you have some pretty good field position here. It's going to be a tough sledding. But then again, Syosset started their first drive on their own 13, and they only needed 4 plays to get in the end zone on that 72-yard touchdown run by Luca Catolo.
Well, there's plenty of time left here in the second quarter, but timeout-wise, Dylan, you could talk about that here for a second. Oceanside out of timeouts here in the first half, and Syosset down to 1. So just keep remembering that, folks, here as we inch towards halftime. 7 to go here in the second quarter.
So they start their second drive, the same place they started their first drive, on their own 13-yard line. Stephanie back in at QB, the 2-year starter, the senior. He's got a man in motion, fakes the handoff, goes far side, and a completed pass to Catolo.
Run it back. It worked last time. Why not try it again? That time Oceanside did a nice job defensively to limit the damage here on this completion. But Dylan looked just very similar to the same play they ran for the touchdown.
So that's a first down play. This time the handoff goes up the middle. Looked to be Singer. And it was. Gets out to the 26-yard line. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch, Catolo and Singer.
2nd and 6.
Absolutely. Both ways.
And you know Calabria loves to have those guys too in a few weeks. As an injury on the far sideline. But not, and it'll be a quick one, not a lot of break really between the seasons as well. And both of these teams have a lot of dual athletes, 3 sport athletes, and certainly the correlation between lacrosse and football is big for these 2 programs.
And, you know, we've seen that wasn't a major injury, so we're happy to see the player get off the field. But you wonder, you know, was there enough time to practice for the football season? Got a couple of weeks of practice and right into the games. Obviously, everybody wants to play and maximize the amount of games you can play. But it's something, Dylan, we've seen here early on. Maybe some cramps, maybe a couple of things here and there. Nothing too specific, but nice to see the athlete get up and ready to go here for this play.
So 4 yards on that run by Singer, 2nd and 6. And there's Catolo again to the outside, another first down.
Yeah, well, they've got something with Catolo as a receiver, does Syosset, especially on the right side of the field. Oceanside has not been able to stop them there, and why not keep going back to Catolo?
They just keep moving the chains with him. They're out to the 36-yard line now. To Stephanie this time, and back to Singer. Gets the push. And he gets out past the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
Nice job by Syosset's offensive line to move the pile forward, and Singer, the recipient there, with some extra hard-fought yards. 2nd and manageable here for Syosset.
A leader of that group up front is the left tackle, Jeremy Meltzer, 2-year starter. Right next to him is Tristan Landersmith. He normally wouldn't be there. Dan Greenfield is a regular starter, but he's not played yet this year. Greenfield, a senior at 5'8", 210, so he's missing right now. Landersmith, the junior, at 6'4", 270, filling that role. And on the other side, you've got Henry and Rosen. Rosen, another guy, and that side as well has been huge for Oceanside. Singer with the reception. Gets past the 20, not much more.
Well, they tried to run a screen for Singer. We talked about the offensive line. How about the defensive line for Oceanside on that play? That time they were able to hold the penetration, push the line back, and negate any gain there on that play. So it brings up 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 4 rather. But nice job by Oceanside's front line.
So 3rd and 4 will be from the 42-yard line.
This is a big play for Syosset, Dylan. I mean, they are not in 4-down territory here, I wouldn't think. And you don't want to give the ball back to McKee with 4 minutes here in the second quarter.
Man in motion, faked handoff. Here they come. Duran was applying the pressure, and the tackle was made by Mario Di Pasquale.
One of the captains for Oceanside. That defensive play happened completely by Duran. You're going to take a look here. He's going to come with the pressure. That forces the throw to come earlier. There's 8, forcing the throw to come earlier, and Di Pasquale with the great coverage from the linebacker spot to make that tackle. Great defensive play by the Sailors.
Di Pasquale had 2 tackles in week 1, both for losses. 2-year starter and captain. The punt, fair catch, is signaled for, and it'll be downed at the 35-yard line. 3:04 left in this first half. Oceanside with a 15-6 lead. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Media is available to broadcast your team's big event. Rivalry game,
Off the screen.
3 ball is good.
senior night. Whatever the occasion, we enhance the viewing experience with our productions. Don't settle for a boring stream. Call today for more information about our services. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Oceanside. 3:04 left in this first half. Sailors with the lead and the ball. McKee. And that's dropped by Mecca.
Very rare to see Oceanside dropping balls like this, but we've seen a couple here today. You got to think maybe weather has a little bit to do with it. Don't want to give too much excuses out there, but it's starting to get a little darker now. Pretty cool, though. 7 o'clock and it's still light outside. We'll take that.
Yeah, during the football season, right?
Yeah. Yes, that is true.
3 minutes left, 2nd and 10. McKee with the handoff. A first down run and more. Andres Duran and a late flag. And considering how late that was, this is going to probably be another face mask against the Braves.
Well, it's so hard to bring Duran down because he's so physical. He's like a bowling ball. He's so compact, muscular. He's like a freight train with the speed. It's difficult to get him down. So Syosset trying any way they can.
So this could be an interesting one on how many yards we'll see off this face mask penalty. You can see the spot. You can see the officials. Oh, going the other way. Oh, it'll be a hold on the offense.
Wait, you called holding from there?
Fans obviously don't like that call here at Oceanside, but obviously officials saw something there. We'll see where they spot it because he did gain some yardage there, Dylan, on the run.
Yeah, so it is a spot
Yeah.
foul in high school, so they'll go back to the 41-yard line.
So great run by Duran. It's not going to count in the books, at least not all the yards, but it puts Oceanside in second and manageable.
Yeah, 2nd and 4. They'll go back to him. He'll cut inside, and this time nothing doing. Singer right in the middle of it for Syosset, as is Nick Macchia.
Yeah, Macchia and Singer, a couple other, the defensive linemen, they've been able to penetrate at times the Oceanside rush offense. It's just about getting off the field on third down, and now we see an opportunity here for the Braves with about 2 minutes to go. Can they stop Oceanside here on this 3rd and 5?
And no gain. Still at the 41-yard line. McKee's got Kramer at the top of your screen. He instead goes inside, out towards midfield. That was caught by Mecca, and that'll be good for a first down.
Mecca just ran the old button hook route. Hey, it's 3rd and 4. Run 5 yards, kid, and turn around. The ball will be there. And that's exactly what he did, and it's good enough for Sailor first down.
When we were kids, it was like, all right, I'm going to run to the Pontiac and cut left.
Whatever works.
1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Under 2 minutes left in this first half. Duran cuts inside, taken down by Singer. And, man, you got to say, Singer, probably to this point, has got to be close to double figures in tackles in this first half alone.
I mean, that's a perfect textbook tackle. Get him low by the ankles. You can't do it any better.
A little bit of a hurry up. Flavin, though, is taken down, and it is Singer again.
Flavin tackled on the line of scrimmage by number 21, Matt Singer. 3rd and 6.
So this will push him back to the 49-yard line. And it's funny, in our conversation with Paul Rourke, he said, look, you'll notice Singer on the defensive side pretty much right away. That pass to Mecca. Good tackle again by Macchia.
Tackled by number 24.
It'll be 4th and short now. Under a minute.
And again, Oceanside has no timeouts.
At the 45-yard line, they need to get past the 43. McKee fumbles it, and they'll turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah. Big time for Syosset there. It was just a miscommunication on the snap. McKee did a nice job to keep the ball, but Syosset will take over.
And that's something you don't see often from McKee, and fumbled a snap. Just smacked his helmet on the bench as he goes to sit down and threw that same helmet onto the ground. You can see his disappointment on that play.
So now Syosset, Dylan, I mean, there's not a lot of time to work with, but they do have one timeout.
But they haven't needed it.
Right, that's true. Their one touchdown came on a 70-yard play, but can lightning strike twice here in the first half for the Braves?
And this is their best field position of the game to this point. They've started their first 2 drives from their own 13-yard line. They're at the 48. And they will take, oh, no, a flag is down. I thought they might have gotten the timeout.
No, false start, I think. I think the line jumped a little bit.
It did.
I don't think the yards matter here as much as just getting a big play with the short amount of time that you have. So I don't think 5 yards is that big of a deal for Syosset right now.
It'll push him back to the 43-yard line. Definitely impressed by Syosset in this first half. We'll talk more about it before the start of the second half, but they've come to play. They're the 5 seed. Only won 2 games a year ago, but they've returned a lot from that very, very young team. Including their quarterback here, DeStefani. Another flag on the play as Accardo this time throws the ball downfield. It's complete. Again, a flag is on the play. Into the end zone goes McPhee, and the officials say, hold on a second. We're going to come back.
Flag on the play.
That's a great look.
The flag came, it looked like, right away after the ball, Dylan.
No, it came just before. Looked like from our near side. Love the trickery, right, by Syosset.
A false
start on the offense. What a killer.
That is a killer. And if you're Coach Rourke, you got to be beside yourself. You have called 2 excellent plays for huge touchdowns, only to get this one called back. That's a killer.
And now you use one of your trick plays, right? You got to throw that one out for the rest of this game.
Now, credit to the officials, I will say that flag came out, Dylan, long before the play was developed, long before the ball was thrown, that flag came out. So be fair. If you're watching at home, if you're a Syosset fan, at least you saw on our screen that flag was there. It was in the air prior to the throw. So the officials already had that call in mind.
So that Accardo to McPhee pass, you're going to return that, and Syosset push back to the 38. Back-to-back penalties for the Braves. And you almost wonder, are they just going to take a knee?
I mean, listen, you go into at halftime, you're down 15-6 on the road week 2. You're in this game. So don't have any unforced errors right now.
And they'll get the ball coming out as well.
That 2-point fail on their touchdown looms a little large right now. I know we said you don't have to go and try to tie it up. But if you had 15-7 right now, Dylan, you're only down a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
It's a third consecutive flag against the Braves. They're going the wrong way in a hurry. And
someone tell these officials it's March. Keep it in your pocket. Let's get to halftime.
And the funny thing, all they were going to do is, I think, take a knee anyway.
Yeah, I mean, let's get to halftime. Now you're going to wave it off. And it's not like they're selling hot chocolate here, with the pandemic. We don't have the typical stuff you would see at a game.
We will have the dance team and the cheerleaders, though, and they're going to have some great.
But they'll be the only ones warmed up because they're moving. Everybody else is sitting on their butts.
Well, they'll move the ball up to the 38-yard line. 18 seconds on that pickup. So will Paul Rourke calling a play here from DeStefani?
I think it's just going to be a kneel here for Syosset. Regroup. You had mentioned get the ball back in the second half. You've done some nice things. You obviously show with some trick plays or some innovative plays, let's say, you can push the ball down the field. Just get to halftime with this score.
Stephanie under center. He'll hand off, though. Cutting inside and getting hammered was Sakata. So they did run one more play. Sakata out to the 42-yard line. Duran with the tackle.
Second down. And that concludes our first half.
And the first half will end on that play. An entertaining first 24 minutes. The top-seeded Sailors of Oceanside, they struck first. Luca Catola, though, answered right back. And Oceanside, though, will go into the break with a 15-6 lead. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Physical therapy at its finest. Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming,
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
videography, and photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
It'll be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
school events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950. Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmingdale will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, 3-point shot is up and in. You back him back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
And welcome back to Oceanside High School at the half. Oceanside leading 15-6. Want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Start with Steam Squad Carpet and Upholstery Cleaners. Got dirt, got stains, got stink. Get the Steam Squad. Book now and get 10% off when you mention this ad. SteamSquad.com, 516-567-8966. Want to also thank Optimum Pest Control. Protect your home with a company you can trust. 15% off mosquito service until May 1st. Optimum Pest Control. Call them today, 516-509-8362. And we also would like to thank one of our local former quarterbacks from Freeport. The Sandwolf Quarterback Academy. Dorrington Myers, 804-986. 2821. If you're a quarterback looking for professional training, call Sandwolf Quarterback Academy, 804-986-2821, or visit them at sandwolfatx.com.
Got some good quarterbacks in this one as well. Charlie McKee for Oceanside and Stephen DeStefani for Syosset. And it was McKee's guys, although it was actually a running approach to start the game to put Oceanside ahead. A 13-play drive, 58 yards, was capped by this 3-yard touchdown run by Andres Duran. Duran was a major contributor in that first drive. The 2-point conversion by Flavin was good to give Oceanside an 8-0 lead. They dominated time of possession all but 5 seconds of the first quarter. By the time Syosset's offense got on the field, they were hungry and they were ready for a big play. They went 4 plays for 87 yards, but the big play of that 87-yard drive was a 72-yard touchdown reception by that man, number 40, Luca Catolo. All the way into the end zone, Catolo went. He had 3 touchdowns a year ago against Oceanside. His first tonight. The 2-point conversion was no good, so the lead for Oceanside was 8-6 with 10:26 left in the second quarter. We mentioned Andres Duran before. Well, how about Duran times 2? This time a 9-yard touchdown run by Duran. There you see him running right. That capped an 8-play, 64-yard drive. Bergoglio's point after was good, and Oceanside led 15-6 with 7 minutes left in the second quarter, and that is your score as well. We'll take another quick break, and we'll come back for the start of the second half. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Media is available to broadcast your team's big event. Rivalry game,
Off the screen,
3 ball is good.
senior night. Whatever the occasion, we enhance the viewing experience with our productions. Don't settle for a boring stream. Call today for more information about our services. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmingdale will fire and find the back of the net.
top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, 3-point shot is up and in. You back them back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
And welcome back. Friday night under those lights here at Oceanside. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin, and Ben, we knew what Oceanside had, right, coming into this game, and they delivered, certainly, in that first half. And Andres Duran, a college level, or certainly a future college level tailback at Hobart, led the way with 2 touchdowns. But Syosset, even though those guys defensively were on the field for so long, I mean, they're gamers, they're ballers. They actually got stronger and better defensively as that game went on, despite having to defend for all of that time. Impressed with what Syosset showed defensively, led, of course, by Jason Singer.
100%, 21 for Syosset, all over the field. He was spying at times defensively, maybe on McKee, making tackles in the backfield. And how about coverage, Dylan? As a corner/linebacker, whatever position they have him playing defensively, just have the ability to meet the offensive player as soon as the ball is caught and give up no yards. Just great coverage by Singer. So he's playing a heck of a defensive battle today. And he's even had some opportunities on the offensive side of the football as well. You have to be very impressed with his skill set here tonight.
Yeah, Singer is the lead running back for Syosset as well. So neared, we thought, double digits in tackles in that first half, and then he just turned around and did his thing offensively. You see the Braves there warming up before the start of this game. When we spoke with Paul Rourke, he said, look, we do have experience in the line, which helps. The last few years, though, we weren't in that situation. And he says his team's focus is the big strength. He didn't realize, or they didn't realize, I should say, they were going to be given this opportunity to play football. The seniors on his team thought they were kind of done. And then once the word came down that there'd be, albeit an abbreviated football season, that they've been great at practice. Practices have been longer than they've been before. Of course, we didn't have a preseason camp and situation to really kind of go over things. Everything's been a little bit longer practices, fewer practices, but he says the kids have a great attitude. They listen, and they've been tuning in, and you could see the results on the field. Again, a year ago, 2-6 were the Braves. That team, though, Ben, had a lot of sophomores on it, a lot of learning on the fly. Those sophomores who got time a year ago are juniors now, and you could see the difference in their play in this spring 2020 football season. On the other side, of course, you've got Oceanside, and they are the top seed. They requested that seed, realizing, of course, what Freeport lost and all those athletes, the Allens and Edmonds, and you see Oceanside coming on to the field for the start of this second half. But they requested the one. They felt comfortable with the guys that they had back, Blount said. And he said, regardless, though, of the seed, they're going to get every team's best game. He said, it's fun, though. We like it. We want to play the best programs in Nassau County on a weekly basis. He said, though, this season will take a little bit of luck as well. It's not just about skill. He said an important thing is that the individuals on your team and in your program do the right thing off of the field, outside of practice, to make sure that you're able to stay on the field for the regular season. These guys are going to play a 6-game regular season, but an interesting twist this year, Ben, is that Hofstra University Stewart Stadium, the home really of Nassau football playoffs, is not available this year. So it's going to be at home seeds. So you're the top seed in the Sailors. You have a chance to play 2 more home games down the stretch, a semifinal and potentially a county final as well.
I think that's such a big point, and a lot of people are understanding that point. If you didn't know that in the football community, and just to highlight it further, home field advantage for the postseason. And listen, hopefully everybody's wishing that protocols will loosen a little bit. By the end of the year, maybe more people are allowed in the stands. Maybe the student body comes back. Maybe we see 309 in the stands. And just imagine that. A Nassau County championship at Oceanside, that's pretty special.
Consider, too, over the last 11 years, the Sailors 43-8 in home games on this field, including 7-0 in home playoff games. So they've got the stats to back that up. And, of course, they've got to get the job done, though. When you look at their schedule, they'll have Freeport next week. Then they go to Oceanside. Then they go to East Meadow and Port Washington. And how about this to end the regular season at home against rival Massapequa? Now, we saw Massapequa last week and the Long Island's longest winning streak, defeating Freeport at Freeport. The Chiefs, very impressive. They, of course, have a big showdown in a week's time against Farmingdale. But if you want to start kind of looking forward and getting your crystal ball going, that could be a 1-2 matchup deciding potentially the Nassau County championship game site.
Just think about this. In 2019, Massapequa came to Oceanside, and that game was won on the last play, McKee in the end zone for a touchdown. And now Massapequa is coming back here, Dylan, final game of the season again. Depending on who wins that game, Massapequa may have to come back a third time, potentially, for the Nassau County Championship.
We were very impressed with Kevin Shippos' team a week ago, and Gargiulo in at quarterback. He wasn't slated to be, of course. He's not the returning quarterback. He did a great job, and an impressive Week 1 win over Freeport.
Yeah, I think the geography has changed a little bit in Conference 1 in 2021. Freeport is down. There's no doubt about that, although still going to be very competitive, but just down a little bit. Farmingdale losing to Oceanside a week ago, Dylan. So you can start to see, assuming Oceanside wins today, but we don't know. This game has a lot to go here in the second half. You could see kind of the road, maybe Oceanside, Massapequa, when it's all said and done.
There's a lot, even though it's an abbreviated season, there's a lot of football, we hope, certainly, to get us before that point. Bergoglio will be set to kick off. You can see Oceanside in those black uniforms going from left to right. This kick is a deep one, and it will bounce through the end zone for a touchback. So something Paul Rourke, the Syosset coach, said he didn't think he would see long kicks. This time Bergoglio got it up into the jet stream, if you will, and got it through the end zone. So that will push Syosset back to their own 20-yard line.
So we're going to get a run-of-the-mill offensive series here by the Braves at a normal field position here. We'll see what they do with it. Hey, you got to be on your toes if you're the Oceanside defense right now, because Syosset has had 2 big plays against you for touchdowns. Now, one was called back, but still, some big plays here for the Braves. So they have the ability to strike at any point.
DeStefani goes back. He goes deep. He got Catolo again. That is complete out to the 50.
Catolo, and it wasn't like there was that much room between the ball and the defender. He did an excellent job going up for the catch. And another, Dylan, we talked about this ad nauseum, another big play, thrown a little bit behind, comes back to the football. Nice job.
30-yard gain out to midfield. DeStefani this time goes back to his other option, and Singer loses the ball, and it appears Oceanside has it. He reached forward, Ben, to try to get the first down, but in doing so, he lost the football. And Oceanside has it.
See if we can get another look at that, and we will here. Yeah, he makes a nice move, and just that tackle right there. Was it Lyson? I think Lyson got a hand in there, Dylan, and that caused the fumble.
Penalty on the play is declined by Oceanside.
There was a holding penalty on it that was against Syosset. Obviously, it's declined, so Oceanside gets the ball at their own 41-yard line to start the second half.
Lyson, when we saw him in 2019 at the linebacker spot as a freshman, played a lot of minutes for Coach Blount, and there you see here the following season making a big play in the second game of the year to give Oceanside the football back here in the second half. Huge for the Sailors and tough one for Syosset.
Let's see if McKee can capitalize over the middle, slings it. Oh, nearly intercepted. Trapio in and out of his hands.
Well, Trapio's going to go to bed tonight, and he's going to see that in his nightmares, Dylan. The ball was in the breadbasket as we take another look. He had it in his hands and just could not come up with it. And maybe one of his defender teammates just got in the way a little bit and caused the concentration to flutter just a tad to cause that ball incomplete. Oceanside gets a break on that.
Underthrown pass there by McKee. 2nd and 10. This time he hands off. Running right towards us, pushing forward across the 50. It's Duran.
Dylan, going back to the fumble, you hate to see that because Singer's been playing such a great game today, defensively and even offensively, and even on that run. It was such a nice run with some cutbacks. So you hope that he just, lets that one go and still plays the great game that he's been playing.
McKee, first down and more. Charlie McKee. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Touchdown, Oceanside.
50 yards to the house.
Great blocking by the Sailors, freeing up McKee, and he does the rest. We'll take another look at this right here. Look at the blocking. Duran with a big one, freeing up McKee, and the rest is history. The Sailors with another score.
Well, you can see that aspect of his game right there. He had a pair of rushing touchdowns in week 1. He threw for 2 scores as well. And what a big momentum shift this is. Lyson with the strip defensively, and McKee does, in fact, make Syosset pay. Bergoglio's PAT is good, and with 10:39 left in the third quarter, Oceanside has extended its lead to 22-6. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown live on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Score is now 22-6.
Varsity Media is available to broadcast your team's big event. Rivalry game,
Off the screen,
Hurry ball is good.
senior night. Whatever the occasion, we enhance the viewing experience with our productions. Don't settle for a boring stream. Call today for more information about our services. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Oceanside. The stands are jumping a little bit. You can see the vibration. 10:39 left in this third quarter, and that man, Charlie McKee, what a job he did rushing the football. A 50-yard touchdown run, and again, in week 1, 6 carries for 45 yards and 2 scores to go along with his 12 for 20, 182, and 2 TDs. And Blount said it, that this is a key portion of his game that he's added. He's become a more well-rounded quarterback by adding that rushing aspect.
And I happen to agree. I mean, that was the first play in this game where McKee actually...
The squib. This one is recovered, though, by Syosset.
I was going to say, you didn't really see McKee. Yes, he showed you a little bit more mobility, but it wasn't like he was beating the Syosset defenders in the first half. But on that play, Dylan, after Duran freed him with that last block, it was off to the races. I mean, nobody, yes, he had a little bit of a head start, but it wasn't like anybody could catch up with him. So he did demonstrate some good speed there.
So Syosset will look for the response, and they'll have the ball at their own 46. And we should expect, I would think, unless there's some trickery, the same diet, the same recipe here. Catolo and Singer. It's worked for you to this point.
Like a closer in baseball. If you give up the home run, you just got to come right back and face the next batter. Singer, okay, you fumbled. Come right back here and continue on because you've been playing a great game.
Over the middle. Not an easy one to grab, and it was complete.
Looks like Matt McPhee on the reception.
Tackled by Ronnie Kramer.
That gets Syosset past midfield to the 48-yard line.
Nice throw by DiStefani as well. Some traffic there and able to thread the needle. He's had Syosset moving in the right direction, doing a nice job at the quarterback spot tonight.
Yeah, DiStefani came on as a sophomore, saw some time when Alex Berland at the time, the starting QB, got hurt. Starter a year ago, and back here again. DiStefani goes long, and that is incomplete. I thought there was some contact, no flag, so it's just an incomplete pass.
Yeah, we'll take another look. I think it was just hung in the air a little bit, and it was thrown a little bit behind.
I guess at that point it's a jump ball, right?
Yeah.
Broken up by Mikey Mecca.
So 3rd and 5, and you got to say, as you see the incomplete pass, it's important for Syosset here to move the chains. The momentum very much in the Sailors' way. If you go 3 and out here, you give Oceanside the ball right back, could be in big trouble. The Stephanie and shotgun. He's got Singer on his left hip. Hands off, Singer up the middle, breaks through, first down and more. Jason Singer inside the 25-yard line.
He's just too good to let one play mess up the day. And obviously, sign of great leadership there because he comes back, has the hole, big yardage, holds the ball with two hands, goes to the ground protecting the football. Nice run.
Breaks a tackle as well at the 50-yard line, which was huge. So they do, in fact, move the change. The Stephanie incomplete pass.
I think that time he's looking for Catolo. Was not able to connect there.
Incomplete pass on the play.
But you said, Dylan, that it was important for Syosset to move the chains on the third down, keep things going, and they were able to do that. Give them credit.
You suspect Jason Singer will be somebody who will sleep well tonight.
It is the Singer show. No two ways around that. Also, if you're John Calabria, you're a little, uneasy, right? Keep this kid healthy for me.
Yeah, getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but that Syosset lacrosse team is going to be legit. A few of the stars here as well. Accardo, Singer, Catolo. On the bench somewhere over there, too, is A.J. Alexander. The Stephanie under pressure. Downs it, and there's the flag.
Intentional grounding? Are we going to
Broderick was the Oceanside player who applied the pressure.
Stephanie pressured in the backfield.
And if we see it,
Broken up by Joey Broderick. Flag on the play.
Again, you can tell the Stephanie just under all kinds of pressure and just downs the ball. So this is a huge call. We'll take a look at the white hat. And you see that's going to be a loss of down as well. So that's how big that intentional grounding was by DeStefani.
Third and long.
Credit to Joe Broderick. A week ago, 2 tackles to continue the lacrosse talk. A defenseman, tough, undersized player, physical, a great competitor. He brings the wood, does Broderick, 5'9", 220. So it's now 3rd and 24.
Don't worry, they got this, Dylan. Don't worry. This is right where they want him right here on these kind of plays.
DeStefani. He's got time, gets out of the pocket, and just slides ahead. He didn't want anything to do with Andres Duran. And who could blame him?
Right, very few do.
Stephanie gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Why not?
Fourth and long.
You're in Oceanside territory. They've had success in some of these crazier plays. And you're down by 3 scores. You have to go.
Big play here as we're under 9 minutes left, and it's a long way to go for this first down. He's got to go 23 yards. Singer goes out to the right. Stephanie fakes, pumps, runs, and he is tackled and taken down, and it's a turnover on downs. Good job defensively. That's Nick Ebel.
Flag just thrown after the play.
Well, there's been some chatter between the sides, that is for sure.
Stephanie on the scramble, tackled by number 23, Nicholas Ebel. Flag on the play.
We'll wait the call. Unsportsmanlike against Syosset. So not only do you turn the ball over on downs, now you give Oceanside a half a field to really lay the hammer down.
Yeah, not exactly the smartest play by Syosset. You didn't get the 4th down. At least come back, play some good defense, but you're giving Oceanside extra yards that really, they're free yards, Dylan. I mean, they didn't even earn those yards. Syosset gave it to them. So now midfield with a fresh set of downs.
Oceanside trying to work quickly. That's Lyson in motion. Fake handoff. McKee goes to the far side. Out towards the first down marker, and he does get the first down out to the 40-yard line.
Michael Mecca for a gain of 11, first down.
Mecca gets 11.
Take another look. Nice breaking of the tackle there, getting the first down. Have to wonder at some point, Dylan, does Syosset start to get a little tired here? They've been on the field so long defensively. Is it starting to catch up to them?
And this is why I think Oceanside wants to move a little bit quicker now. Flavin up the middle. And he'll get near the 30, so we're starting to see these 8, 9, 10 yards out of clip runs.
That's a great point. In the first half, we weren't seeing those. We were seeing 3 and 4 yards. Tough runs, moving the chains. And here you're getting, like you just said, big chunks. And that's a little bit different story here defensively now for Syosset.
2nd and 1 for the Sailors. And, of course, you do also have to credit those big boys up front for Oceanside as McKee. A bullet. And that is complete to Mecca.
Once again, McKee's pass is complete to Michael Mecca for a first down.
He's done a nice job kind of throwing the ball around here. McCormick's got in on a reception. Mecca. A couple of guys here with different catches today for Oceanside.
Mentioned before the guys up front, Di Pasquale, Broderick, Corvino, Styenson, and First. You also got to give a lot of credit to Matt Rossler. He's been in on a lot of tight end packages. Now it's Lyson in motion from right to left. McKee, the pressure comes out of the pocket. That's going to be a hold. McKee continues. Oh, and very nearly, I thought that was going to be a late hit.
McKee scrambles out of bounds.
That was a
Flag on the play.
good job just getting out of that attempted tackle. So pocket collapse, you could see the hold, and again, it's a spot foul in high school, so that's going to be way back from where McKee rolled. So this would be a significant loss for Oceanside. So the officials push them back to the 50-yard line.
Holding on the Sailors.
A 22-yard infraction. Make it a first and practically Nassau County. First and 31 for McKee and the Sailors. Handoff, Flavin. Oh, he's pulled down. It's a good-looking tackle. We'll take another look if we can.
Flavin on the carry, tackled quickly by number 56, Thomas Henry.
Thomas Henry with the tackle. So no gain for Flavin, which makes it a 2nd and 31 from the 50. Flavin in motion. This time the interior handoff. Juking, pushing ahead is Duran out near the 40.
What I like about the way Duran runs in his style, Dylan, is he didn't bounce it outside. He kept up the middle, and that's where most of the yards were as we take another look here. See, he's staying within the lane, keeping the chain moving and staying in bounds. Just like it's a veteran move. Some guys would like to bounce it outside. That might get kicked out of bounds, stop the clock, but he knows exactly what he's looking to do here on each play. It's very impressive.
Give him 9 on that, which sets up a 3rd and 22. McKee, near side, and oh, what a grab. Mecca.
McKee with the strike to Michael Mecca.
It'll be short, certainly, of the first down, but how about this presence by Mecca to keep his feet in as well?
Look at that. Look at that throw.
Mecca keeps the feet in.
And great job by Mecca.
4th and 10.
The only guy that ran the route on that offensive set. And McKee found him.
So 4th and 10 from the 28-yard line. Considering the lead and where you are, 4th down territory. McKee, hands off. He goes back. McKee over the middle. Oh, it's complete! Touchdown, Oceanside!
Touchdown, Sailors!
Logan Lyson. A flag is on the play. It's out by the 40-yard line. Ben, we've had 2 near plays of the year, and they might both be coming back.
Wow, you've got to be kidding me. Hot potato off one hand into the other.
It went to Ronnie Kramer. Oh, look at this, roughing the passer. So we count the touchdown. Kramer went to Rossler. Off his hands. Lyson said, thank you very much. I'll take it the rest of the way.
Well, I know it's Friday night. We've still got a lot of games tomorrow, but for the Varsity Media Top 10, it's going to be hard to beat that play.
Bergoglio, the point after, is good.
Point after is good by Bergoglio, pulled by Ronnie Kramer.
See this again.
Little magic. McKee, Rossler, tip. 5-yard touchdown for Lyson. 29-6 is your score. Oceanside leads Syosset. You're watching the Nassau Conference 1 showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmingdale will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, 3-point shot is up and in. You back him back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Oceanside. 5:07 left, third quarter. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin. We've seen a little bit of everything here tonight. Friday Night Lights in Oceanside, and the Sailors, the top seed here in Nassau Conference 1, with a 29-6 lead. And again, that roughing the passer means that this kickoff after the score is from the Syosset 45-yard line.
See if this one goes through the end zone.
Bergoglio, why not? It's short, does not get. You see the flag.
Yeah, I think Oceanside ran into Syosset. I think there was interference. They didn't give him a chance to even field the ball, and now extracurriculars ensuing.
Yeah, cooler heads need to prevail. Again, it's only a 6-game regular season. But how about that play call again by Blount? That was on 4th down.
Well, why not have some fun, Dylan? You know, I mean, these kids have not played in so long. I know last week was week 1, but why not air it out? Why not try some different things here? You have nothing to lose.
When you look at the all-time series between these two that dates back to 1974, Syosset's got the 18-15 lead. But then you look, since 2009, Oceanside has won the last 8 games. That includes a 49-24 playoff win in 2018.
All on Oceanside here.
Well, we're going to have offsetting personal fouls.
They're going to make him kick it again?
No, well, they'll go back.
And offsetting personal
It was
fouls
offsides
Sailors and
on the
Braves.
kicking team. So, yeah, I think you're right. They're going to go back 5 yards to the 50.
Wouldn't be surprised if they tried again.
Yeah, I mean, they had success early.
Right. And you have nothing to lose if you're Oceanside because
I was surprised, too, that the Syosset hands team weren't higher up, right?
yes.
So McKee, that was career touchdown pass number 53, which ties him now for second all-time with Tommy Hewer, the QB from 2015 to 17. 17, of course, that year they won the Nassau Conference 1 championship before losing to Lindenhurst in the Long Island Class 1 final. So back from the 50, Bergoglio now just dumps it long, takes a bounce into and out of the back of the end zone. 5:07 left here, third quarter. We'll take a quick break and we'll have the return of the second half. Oceanside leads Syosset 29-6 right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back. Oceanside leading Syosset 29-6. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin, handoff. Looked to be Singer
Handoff to Singer for a short gain.
again. He has been a workhorse for the Braves.
Well, if the Braves are going to get back into this game here, we're going to have to see some throws and some big plays like we saw a couple of times here from Coach Rourke and his offense. We'll see if Syosset still got that here in the third quarter. We know they can move it, and we know that they have some offensive weapons. They just got to put it all together and get back in the end zone.
New quarterback, you see there, 10 for Syosset. Matthew Rangis, the sophomore QB. That was Accardo.
Not bad for a sophomore first throw. Complete.
From Matthew Rangis, number 10.
Don't know if
Nick Accardo.
DeStefani is hurt or Coach wanted to make a
First down
change.
Braves.
It would be interesting, right? Because DeStefani's first varsity start came when Alex Berland at the time was injured. So he came up. He had some starts as a sophomore. Started all of last year. So now this is his second season as a starting QB. But Rangis is in there now with a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10. Goes near sideline, incomplete.
It's obvious the coaches for Syosset are trying to protect Rangis with throws to the perimeter here. So no deflections, no opportunities for interceptions. Trying to find some safe throws for him. I don't know if Coach likes his arm better or feels like he can move the chains a little bit quicker. But this is a story to keep an eye on here late in the game.
Sakata was the intended receiver. Sakata, one of those guys we were speaking about before, along with Catolo and as these juniors now who all came up and saw significant time as sophomores. Timeout by Syosset. We'll keep it here. And again, both of these teams coming off week 1 wins. So Syosset
Oceanside was young at the time. This is their time right now. And Massapequa, with a dominant performance against Freeport, seen right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, maybe it's their opportunity here in 2021.
2nd and 10. Nothing doing now for Singer. He's wrapped up. Rossler in on the tackle, number 5.
Yeah, Oceanside's defense has really tightened the screws here in the second half. Syosset really hasn't had that many opportunities, hasn't moved the sticks that much. But they need to find something, and they need to find something quick.
They're at the 34-yard line.
I don't think these 3- and 4-yard carries are going to get the job done right now. They need to move the ball down the field.
So for Syosset, you'd say to certainly stay in this game. This is a big play. 3rd and 10.
Catolo is lined top of the screen, and I think they want him.
Rand just rolls right, does get Catolo, the yards after the catch, pumps the brakes, continues going on to the 41-yard line, and there is a flag on the play.
This will be heartbreaking if this is on Syosset. The play they needed, there it was.
The flag out.
Look at this move right here, the juke move.
I think it's unfortunate for Syosset. I might be coming back.
Well, Dylan, if you're Syosset, if you're the coaching staff and the kids, you watch this game back, you're going to say to yourself, we were in this game. We made plays. And every time we did, we had something called back against us. This is on Oceanside.
Wow.
So Syosset, not only do they get the first down, but they get extra.
15 more, roughing the passer against Oceanside. So this puts the ball now on the 26. We said how big a play that was going to be. We didn't realize it would go this big. So Syosset now 1st and 10 from the Oceanside 26-yard line.
And how about Catolo for a second, folks? Every time Syosset needs a play, they find 40. And the juke move to pick up extra yards. Outstanding work by the wide receiver.
This time he's in motion. He gets it, cuts inside, the speed. Catolo still has it, gets to the outside, and he's thrown down out of bounds at inside the 20-yard line.
Definitely a spark. You feel it now. Some energy here for the Braves. New quarterback in. Catolo taking over. If they punch this into the end zone, they'll start to feel a little bit better about themselves here in this contest. And we still have another quarter to play.
Singer to Rangis's left hip. He gets the handoff, runs right. Tries to hit the edge, and good pursuit, and another flag. And this was the official that was furthest from the play. He's pointing towards Oceanside. The pursuit we mentioned was something that Blount credited from his defenders in week 1.
Not only do they throw the flags, but every time they're throwing a flag, there has to be a meeting of the minds about it. I mean, throw the flag, call the penalty, and let's move on, or pick up the flag. We need a 15-minute conversation about what the call was.
It was a 2nd and 2, and we'll have it here.
Is there a call in there somewhere?
We would hope.
Restless here from Oceanside. I don't blame them.
Outside for them.
Yeah. I mean, if we put a stopwatch.
Wow, and another personal foul. This will be half the distance, Ben, to the goal line. And these long penalties are just killers for Oceanside. So it'll be a 1st and goal. Looks like from the 7-yard line. And a timeout called by Syosset.
Timeout called by
with
Syosset.
2:06 left in this third quarter. Ben, we look back. You mentioned about how Syosset, when they look back on this film, they'll say they were right there, right? Well, go back to last year in Week 7. Oceanside wins that game 49-35. Andres Duran, a 1-yard touchdown run with 5:21 left, capped a 98-yard drive to give Oceanside the 40-35 lead. Consider this, too. The Sailors scored 21 unanswered points. So Syosset had the lead going into the fourth quarter a year ago. And this is something, too, that both coaches recognized. Blount said, yes, look, we're undefeated. Like, we've won the last 8, but it's always close, tough games with Syosset. So he said, we know they're athletes. We know that Paul Rourke is a great coach, and they've won the games, but it's not been easy.
Right, and I think that if you tomorrow or the next day, if you talk to Coach Rourke, he's going to say, we were in this game, Dylan. We were in this game. We had penalties against us. We had big plays, extra point in the first quarter. Maybe don't go for the 2-point conversion. But a lot of different things you're going to what if, could have. But I don't think the score is indicative of what this game looked like today. And it's not over, by the way.
It's certainly not.
It's not over.
Because Syosset knocking on the door here. They've got a 1st and goal from the 7. See in the bottom of your screen, Oceanside with a 29-6 lead. Singer on the handoff, bursts forward, touchdown Syosset.
And great job and way to go for Singer. Get the touchdown. Get Syosset back on the board here, make up for the fumble. Get a little energy here for the Braves. As we take another look at this, I mean, where else are you going to go if you're handing the ball off? It's going to 21. Syosset's got the ground game with Singer, and they go to the air with Catolo. A nice 1-2 combination, and Singer punches it in.
Great job there by our Matt McCower-Brown with that low-angle look.
And Syosset has to go for 2 here. You get to 14, you make this a 2-score game.
Well,
they're not.
They disagree with you because Accardo
still
appears.
Still 2-score game, I guess. But you need 2 2-point conversions.
I think the Stephanie, too, is holding. So maybe it's not an injury situation.
Right.
Accardo, PAT is good. So with exactly 2 minutes left in this third quarter, Syosset slices into their deficit. Oceanside leads Syosset 29-15. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmiga will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, 3-point shot is up and in. You back him back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Oceanside. Friday Night Lights at Oceanside means all the support staff. Then you see some of the Oceanside cheerleaders doing their thing. Great performance by them as well at halftime. The dance team as well. And we hope certainly there's a time in the near future we get the band, we get the 309, and really get this whole place buzzing. A little pooch by Oceanside and the hands team there. Good job by Oceanside. Who are we giving credit to there?
You understand that play by Syosset. Still, even though it's 2 scores, you're still down. Need 2 touchdowns here. Try to shorten the field. Get a little lucky. Now they're going to have to play defense and keep Oceanside off the board.
Ebel with the hands and the recovery. So to the 50 we go for Oceanside. Just under 2 minutes left, third quarter. McKee takes his time, hands off. There goes Flavin. Second level first down for Flavin. You know we had to bring that back at some point,
right?
Yeah,
of course.
First down, Sailors.
Were you waiting for towards the end of the game?
I knew I hadn't said it
right
yet. I mean, it wasn't like a see you later call from a week ago.
No.
See you, Lino.
That was a good one.
New set of downs. And Flavin gets out to the 30.
If you are a Nassau County football fan, coach, parent, whatever, you watch this team for Oceanside and you say, geez, how many weapons do they really have? You've seen Duran all day, and now you can go to Flavin in the backfield to carry the load. Is just a wealth of riches.
He does it again, and Blount said, look, you know, after not playing in week 1, that Flavin would see a lot of time. The only guy on this roster, by the way, to have been part of that team to compete in the Long Island Championship in 2017, Blount said you can't put a value on his leadership. And he said it's a luxury to have a potential all-county kid, and we can take our time bringing him back into the fold. Flavin will go on and play lacrosse at St. John's. 3rd and 5. McKee calls his own number, cuts inside. McKee, a first down and some more out to the 16-yard line. And those are just backbreakers, right? 3rd down, Syosset figures we got to stop here, and here comes McKee. Certainly not shying away from the contact. Pushing forward. Closer to the end zone go the Sailors.
That's going to do it, I would think. Are they going to try for one more before the quarter?
McKee hands off. Looked to be Duran, and you could hear the horn. Duran gets out to the 5, but that does it for this third quarter. Oceanside with a 29-13 lead over Syosset. Final 12 minutes coming up. Jump around, everybody. We'll be right back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Media is available to broadcast your team's big event. Rivalry game,
Off the screen.
Free ball is good.
senior night. Whatever the occasion, we enhance the viewing experience with our productions. Don't settle for a boring stream. Call today for more information about our services. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
And welcome back. Want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Optimum Pest Control. Protect your home with a company you can trust. 15% off mosquito service until May 1st. Call them at 516-509-8362. We also want to thank Steam Squad Cleaners. Got dirt, got stains, got stink. Get the Steam Squad. Book now and get 10% off when you mention this ad. SteamSquad.com, 516-567-8966. And finally, we'd like to thank Sandwolf Quarterback Academy. The Sandwolf Quarterback Academy is a premier groundbreaking program in the world of athletics. They are athlete-specific, meaning they tailor everything to each athlete. If you're a quarterback on the Long Island area, give Doris Myers a call, 804-986-2821, or visit them at sandwolfatx.com.
And we have a timeout on the play by Oceanside. You didn't miss anything, folks. There was an incomplete pass and then a sack by Syosset on McKee. So it brings up a 3rd and goal from the 11. And again, Ben, you talk big plays in big situations. What a massive one these next 2 plays will be, especially to kind of decide the fate of this game.
Absolutely. I mean, Syosset, it's do or die right now, Dylan. Can't give up another one here.
All right, so we could do a lot of things with our technology here, but we can't put you right now into that huddle. What are you calling here? You've got Rob Blount's hat on.
Let's see, Duran touchdown today. Flavin, does he have a touchdown today?
Well, Duran's got 2.
Duran is 2. Flavin's carried the rock. He's kind of, I think, did Flavin score today? Thought he did score. Maybe they're going to go to the air. I'm going to say pass.
So Ben Turchin goes pass here. And again, certainly 4th down territory, so empty backfield. McKee in shotgun. Rossler runs to the right side of the line. McKee, pressure comes, goes far side. Rossler just shy of the end zone.
Nice throw, McKee. Found Rossler down the sideline. And that'll set up Oceanside for a 1st and goal.
4th and goal. You like that play call, right? Where Rossler just went to that far side, but Blount talked about how many times he'd be used in the tight end set. So here we go, 4th and goal. McKee's got Durant to his left. McKee takes it himself. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Sailors.
Well, you said 4 touchdowns for McKee today would be the record. He's got, what, 2?
Well, he's got 1. He's got 2 rushing.
Yeah, 2 rushing. Was the record pass touchdowns?
No, it's passing touchdowns.
Passing touchdowns. All right, well, he's got 2 on the board today.
Here you see it again. Great look from the end zone, and there is the score. So McKee again showing off his versatility. 2nd rushing touchdown. Bergoglio's extra point is up, and it is good. What a momentum shift that was for Oceanside. They lead 36-13 early in this 4th quarter.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmiga will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, three-point shot is up and in. You back them back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Oceanside. Charlie McKee. You got to make sure you give the pounds to the O-lineman, right?
Right.
They've got your back. McKee's used his legs for a few scores, and, of course, that prized arm of his as well for another. Duran with 2 other scores, and that all adds up to 36-13, including that 2-point conversion by Flavin. Fair catch is called and caught at the 30-yard line. So uphill here for Syosset in this final 10:52.
Well, it's time to go find 40 again. Luca Catolo, he's your big play guy, and that's going to have to be what Syosset gets if they're going to put some points on the board here.
Question, I guess, is who will be at QB. We saw Rangis come in. We weren't sure if there was an injury. We saw the Stephanie hold, though, for an extra point by Accardo, and it is Rangis back in at QB.
And you see Catolo here on the bottom of your screen right now. Well, you can't see it now, but take my word for it at the 30.
Ethan Schweitzman guarding him. It goes to Singer. The other part of that 1-2 punch, Singer and Catolo. Singer gets out to the 31-yard line. Just one on that run.
Duran with the tackle. You know, we talk about Duran and we talk about Lyson offensively, but what about that linebacking core of Oceanside? 6 and 8. Pretty impressive.
By the way, you got to love it, too. Our vantage point from the press box, McKee's got the iPad out and watching what's been unfolding, and he's such an impressive student of the game.
You sure he's not watching the broadcast?
He might.
Yeah.
What's up, Charlie?
Yeah. What's going on down there? We're a lot warmer than you.
Pass out Rangis to Accardo. So it'll be a 3rd and 6 for Syosset.
Here he is.
We have another viewer. Rangis in shotgun. Back to pass over the middle. Intercepted. Or was it incomplete?
I think it was picked. Look clean to us. Let's take another look.
Rangers pass is intercepted by number 22, Ronnie Kramer.
Nice play by Kramer stepping right in front.
So Kramer, the INT, and from the iPad to the field goes McKee. That's another part, too, of his game this year that Rob Blount said. He said it's his system now. Previously, of course, McKee running what Blount called, but he said he knows everything inside and out. He said sometimes at practice Blount would say, Charlie, why did you want to do this? And he would explain it thoroughly, and Blount said, you know what? Good call.
Okay. Got to trust your quarterback. Hard to believe. You know, Varsity Media seen Charlie McKee as a freshman in the showcase at Prospect, New York State. It's hard to believe. You know, people say he's only a junior. It is really hard to believe that he's only a junior. It seems like he's been playing football for a long time.
Handoff up the middle, and look at this push. Deep into Syosset territory to the 22-yard line. Flavin.
What you got here, folks, is a guy with fresh legs. Flavin hasn't carried the ball all that much tonight, and a very tired Syosset defense, and you can't blame him. And that combination is going to lead to yards like this. Look at the legs keep churning for Flavin.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Flavin again. That's what impressed me most about that. He got spun around. He got turned. But what did he do? He just kept those. You're coached from the peewee level about continuing to keep your legs moving.
And look at him running off the field. He's got plenty of energy today.
The legs still moving. Duran jukes to the outside. A little stiff arm, but this time he's pulled down. Looked like maybe Trapio 85 in on the tackle.
Yeah, nice pursuit of the football by Trapio, not giving Duran any breathing room and getting him to the ground. By the way, that's not so easy to do, to get Duran to the ground, so give Trapio a lot of credit there on the tackle.
And talk about the embarrassment of riches, right? Duran out, Flavin back in.
That's what we've talked about all night long. The legs are fresh. You've got two. Some schools struggle to have one running back. Oceanside has two.
Oh, what a play. Mecca. Down to the 2. Little shake and bake by Michael Mecca.
Nice move.
McKee, Flavin, touchdown.
He deserves it with some big runs. Oceanside cruising in this one right now. Their offense, I know Massapequa put a lot of points on the board. This might be the best offense in Nassau County.
Well, there's certainly a lot of options, right?
A lot of weapons on this team.
We've seen it here tonight as well. Multiple guys finding the end zone, and Flavin scored earlier on a 2-point conversion. He gets in the end zone. McKee a few times. Lyson, albeit maybe not the conventional way, but also finding a way into the end zone as well. Berguglio's point after is good. The Sailors are sailing indeed. 7:51 left, fourth quarter. Oceanside leads Syosset 43-13. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.